Hi, I'm Joanne Ometz of Mindfulness for Dogs. Today I want to talk some about dominance theory. Dominance theory is a term that is used by a lot of people. It's used by some trainers and by lay people. And the problem with dominance theory is that it doesn't really exist. It's not true. It was based on the research of a scientist in the 1930s and 40s named Rudolf Schenkel. And he and colleagues rounded up some wild wolves from more than one pack and put them in an enclosure, and then they studied their behavior. And the wolves, of course, were fighting with each other because they were from more than one pack, and they thought the other wolves were invading their new territory. Now, in the wild, wolves actually form family groups, much like we do. There will be a mother and a father, and then offspring who stay with them for 2 to 3 years. And then, when they're old enough, they leave the family unit and they form their own packs, or you could just call them families. So, that's what we have found from scientists who have actually gone out into the wild and studied wolves in their natural habitat. And dominance theory, even if it was true, would not apply to dogs because they're not wolves. They have a totally different social structure. Dogs do not operate in packs that stay together the way wolves do. The way that they operate is very fluid. You might see with feral dogs that two or more dogs will join up for one kind of a task or an activity for, say, sleeping during the day, and then they may join up with other wolves that they're more physically compatible with for hunting and foraging. So it's just not true. So what is true is that dogs are social animals. They, like us, live together in some way. They do not do well when they're isolated and on their own. And so when we have a dog in our home, we, of course, since we're the humans, we need to be in charge and set the rules because dogs have to learn to live in a human world. But you don't have to go out the door first, or any of that stuff. It's just not true. It doesn't do anything to help your relationship. What you need is to have some clear rules for your dog. For instance, you're not supposed to jump up on people because some people may not like it or they may get hurt. Now, they're not going to understand the reasons, of course, but that's a rule, that most of us have for our dogs, and it's important. Or, you don't pull on the leash, you walk nicely on the leash. And those are the things that dogs really need to know. Things like that. Things like you may not like having your nails cut, but it has to be done. And so you, as the human, find ways to help your dog feel more comfortable with that. And that's something that's done through positive training, force-free training that does not involve any aversive methods. So if you'd like more information, you're welcome to call or use the contact form on my website, which is mindfulnessfordogs.com. So this is Joanne Ometz with Mindfulness for Dogs. Talk to you again soon.